Thank you for joining us. Now, Bringing Hope Home has quite a story behind it. And can you tell us what that is?
Sure. We're a nonprofit. We were founded in 2008. And the impetus of us getting started was I had lost my late wife, Nicole, to a 6.5-year battle with stage 4 Hodgkin's disease. She was diagnosed when she was 9 months pregnant with our youngest child, Gabrielle. Didn't know what was wrong, wasn't feeling good, wasn't gaining weight, and ran over to the hospital. She couldn't catch her breath one day. Turned out she had a large mass in her chest, and she was real sick. And she went through 6.5 years of umpteen chemos and radiations and 2 bone marrow transplants, and sadly passed away in August of 2003.
And from your experience, Bringing Hope Home came about.
Yeah, it came about because when Nicole was ill, we were very blessed. We were very fortunate. We had a great family, a great group of friends, great people in the neighborhood, great church, great school, all this great support. We had family members moving in with us. I had great jobs that allowed me to take time off and do what we could do. And in that community of the people going through cancer, it's a pretty tight-knit community, and you're sitting with people while your wife's getting cancer, and you're talking to other people. And we realized how lucky we were, but we also realized how challenged other people were, that they couldn't take time off. They lost their job. They didn't have a support structure. So we really thought that we wanted to put together something that would be a support structure and be another family for these folks.
And that was the beginning of Bringing Hope Home. Now, what does Bringing Hope Home do?
Bringing Hope Home provides emotional and financial support to local families with cancer. Local families in the greater Philadelphia area, South Jersey, southeastern PA, the state of Delaware. We've been around since 2008. We've helped now over 2,500 families, and we pay household necessary bills: rent, mortgage, utility, car payment, food, and then if there's other things that have a car repair, roof repair, whatever that family needs, that's what we want to take care of.
So that's the financial support.
Yes.
Now, you don't pay directly to the people, you pay to the service providers.
Correct. So what happens is the families get nominated to us on a monthly basis from the social workers at the healthcare facility. We help all kinds of people with all kinds of cancer. We're not cancer specific nor demographic specific.
I think on your website you mentioned something like 64 different types of cancer.
Yeah, a lot more than I ever thought existed. We're in about 67 healthcare facilities, and the social worker nominates the family into us. We then have a process, and part of the process is getting the bills from the family, trying to negotiate those bills down to be good fiduciaries of the monies, and then writing the checks directly into the electric company, the landlord, whatever it is that's needed.
Okay. In fact, there's one part of your organization that actually works with the utilities, isn't there?
We have one group, our family outreach folks, that works both with the families and the creditors. So they work with the utility group, the landlords, and the families.
Okay. All right. So somebody finds out that they have cancer, and now what happens? Walk us through the process.
So somebody gets diagnosed with cancer, and as they're going down the process of getting their treatment, a lot of times folks can't get to work, or if they can't get to work, they lose their job, or we've had families call us that they get kicked off their benefits plans, whatever that is. Then the social worker of the hospital nominates that family into us on a monthly basis. We then have a process that walks the family through getting us their bills, helping us understand what's on fire, what's the challenge. Then we take the monies that we get from our different events and our different fundraising activities, and we cut the checks every Saturday. The checks go out to these families, and we're helping 60 families a month.
Okay. Right now we need to take a break, and when we come back we'll talk about some of the people you've helped in general, and more about what Bringing Hope Home does.
Sure.
For independent living for seniors age 62 and over, People Inc. offers safe, maintenance-free apartments across Western New York. The affordable rent is income-based. For more information, call People Inc. Senior Living at 817-9090.
Looking for a cooking oil with a light flavor and reduced absorption so food preserves its natural flavor? One with a high smoke point for stir-frying, sautéing, grilling, and baking? Then choose all-natural Pompeian 100% grapeseed oil, imported from France. Grapes have been a key ingredient of the healthy Mediterranean diet for years. Pompeian 100% grapeseed oil is the chef's choice for high-heat cooking, grilling, stir-frying, sautéing, or even deep frying. And Pompeian 100% grapeseed oil is great for baking too, because its delicate taste does not overwhelm the flavor of cakes, cookies, and other favorite recipes. A key traditional ingredient of the Mediterranean, grapeseed oil is a rich source of vitamin E antioxidant and naturally gluten-free. Buy imported Pompeian 100% grapeseed oil today and find great recipes at Pompeian.com.
Wait, don't let this happen to you. At Jan Fence, we're family owned and operated for over 50 years, providing a wide choice of fencing. Why wait online at the big box store? Just call Jan Fence. Ask about our Easy Fence to Go products by Active Yards, the first truly do-it-yourself fence product.
At Jan Fence, we always do what we say. Come see us today.
Step into an extraordinary world that will excite your senses. Experience our delectable Mughlai cuisine and the magic of tandoori savoir-faire. Let our international award-winning team delight you with a taste of heaven. Enjoy our mouth-watering flavors and our unique flair for excellence. Savor the elegance of fine dining and catering. Shazam Restaurant. Indulge your taste buds.
In a world where bankers have lost.
And this is Ira Weissman. We're back with Nonprofit Chat, and today we have Paul Isenberg from Bringing Hope Home. When we took our break, we were talking about how people would come into the program, how they would reach out and be able to take advantage of the services you provide. And it's interesting to hear that it's not just paying one area, it's helping in key areas that we don't even think about in our day-to-day living.
Yeah, and what we do is, as I mentioned, we provide emotional and financial support. So the financial piece is pretty straightforward. People have certain bills that they need to get paid so they can live a decent life and take care of families. The emotional piece is a whole nother piece. It's just as important. A lot of these families that we help, they're alone. They don't have anybody. They don't have a support system. So what we really try to do is we don't help patients. Patients is not a word that you're allowed to use in our office. We help families.
Okay.
They're our families. We would treat them just like we would our own families. We have, here I'll give you an example. We have a young man who over here in New Jersey, was battling cancer. He came home from a transplant, young man, just getting out of high school. And he was gonna come home and his immune system was very suppressed because of the transplant. So they did an air check of his home and it found out there was a mold problem in part of the house. So our director of family outreach, Amy Forkin, got the information, found a contractor in the area. They came out, ripped out all the mold in his bathroom, everything that was a problem, 2-day job, ripped it out, replaced it, made it right for nothing. He didn't charge us anything. And the real benefit was, we got the bathroom squared away, but this kid was able to come home. This kid was able to come home and be with his family and heal, and it was better for everybody, not just him, but the whole family. And we still talk to that family on a regular basis. They're in our family, and I think his sister's getting married, and she texted me the other day, can you send me your address? We want to invite you to the wedding. That's what we live for. That's important because financially, it's obviously important to take care of people financially, but there's a whole nother piece to that.
I think you used the term unexpected amazingness.
Yes.
You want to tell us how that term came about?
Yeah, I'm really excited about that. We used to be called the Great Guys Group, and about 3 years ago we changed our name to Bringing Hope Home. We already owned the tagline, we already owned the website, and we were looking for a tagline and how to rebrand ourselves. And we were doing a survey with the families that we've helped in the past. So like I said, we've helped over 2,500 families. We helped 600 families last year. We're going to help 700 families this year. We're growing. So we reached out and called hundreds of families that we've helped. And one of the questions on the survey, who our intern did it, Pallavi, name 3 words that you would use to describe bringing hope home and what it meant to you and your family. Unexpected and amazing were the top words that we got. And we said, and it wasn't me, it was one of them on my staff, said, we should be unexpected amazingness for families with cancer. And it just felt right. So I think we just trademarked it.
Okay. Well, it certainly carries a lot of connotations with us. Let's talk a little bit more. You've used the term family and emotional support. Can you give us some other examples?
Sure. We're a partner with the Philadelphia Eagles. Great organization, does a lot for the community. Whenever the Eagles have extra tickets that fall into their lap at the end, the night before the game, they'll call us up, and we will get a family who's going through a tough time and send them down to the game. Not only do the Eagles provide the tickets, but they'll provide an experience for the kids to come down onto the field and see the players. And last year we sent one of our families, Mary, a 14-year-old girl. We got her down on the field, and she's sending us pictures with her with the John Dornbos, one of the players, a cheerleader. She even got a picture with an official. So, and they really had a great time. We had we do a family reunion every year where we invite people to come back and just be part of the camaraderie, to know you're not alone. This year we're going to one of the Phillies games. Last year we went to a Phillies game. And at the Phillies game, a gentleman came up to me and said to me, "Are you Paul?" I said, "Oh yeah, nice to meet you." And he introduced himself. And his son had passed this past year, about a year and a half ago now. And we had gotten his son Eagles tickets before he passed. And I didn't notice, but the guy told me, he goes, my son passed. And I don't want to use his name because I don't think they gave me permission, but he goes, my son passed. But he goes, at that Eagles game, he woke up the next day and said, "Dad, my face hurts because I just had so much fun all day." And the guy thanked me. And that was a really emotional time for me. It really hit me. And the guy said to me, "Thank you for what you did, because that's a memory that we'll always have." And that carries a lot of weight with us.
And it's the human stories that so often really tell the story of the nonprofit and what they're trying to do.
It's hard for me to define emotional support and to articulate it. But when we get a story like that, or a family responds to us and says, "Thanks for doing this, and this is what it meant," and we work real hard to connect our donors to those stories too. That somebody gives us an amount of money, we want to connect them to that family that they helped, and have.
How many different hospitals do you work with in the area?
So we are in over 67 healthcare facilities now that range from a health system, a traditional hospital, to an outpatient clinic, to some type of clinical environment. We even will work with some, visiting nurses association. However we get to that family, that's who we want to work with.
And it's not just kids, it's
No,
adults,
yep.
It's across the whole
Yep.
spectrum.
All kinds of people with any kind of cancer, all day, every day. That's what we love doing. We just, it has become such a dramatic passion in my life. And I had a friend say to me, but it fuels us. So we're excited.
And I know you've got a very strong board behind you.
Very strong board. On our board from a lot of major companies, and people can go onto our website and look under About Us and see our board. We have Zook, who's another major pharmaceutical executive. Nancy Fetro from Endo Pharmaceutical, representation from Morgan Stanley through Anthony DiValerio, in-source services with Tim Sherry, Pepper Hamilton with Rachel Bushy, Larry Burrell from McKean Defense, Kevin Fox, who's the head of the breast center at Penn, who was actually my late wife's doctor and is just a phenomenal individual. Marsha O'Connor, who is the O'Connor Group, which is an outsourced HR firm. Me. And I know I'm missing somebody. I always miss Terry Montgomery, who's retired public CFO. And I know I'm missing somebody. And my board has, they're very focused and they're very engaged. And for an organization which is our size, which is, as I was saying to you before, 4 full-time, 2 part-time, we're going to raise about $1.5 million this year, help 700 families. We're constantly growing. We're constantly evolving. And a board that can help you grow and grow the right way is really a gift and a blessing.
Well, you've mentioned that you've been growing, but you've also been recognized for a lot of your activities. You've received quite a few awards over the past few years, haven't you?
Yes, we have. We've been very fortunate.
And what were some of those awards?
Well, we were given the Philadelphia Chamber of Commerce Nonprofit of the Year last year. We were the Mainline Chamber of Commerce Nonprofit of the Year in 2012. Philadelphia Eagles Cares Partner in 2012. Sixers just recently honored us as Hometown Hero this past year. And a couple other local awards through different smaller charities, Star Award with Chester County Hospital, so several others. We've been very, very fortunate.
Well, we need to take another commercial break, and when we come back, we'll wrap up, catch any thoughts that you might have or want to bring out, and also how people can reach out to you.
Great.
All interest, where robots and fat cats rule our fortunes. One woman will stand up and strive to do the impossible. Be treated like a person. Friends and neighbors will join her quest. Ordinary people will band together against the forces of corporate greed. And together they will form Philadelphia Federal Credit Union, already in a neighborhood near you.
Imagine the finest hand-selected USDA prime steak you'll ever have. The freshest line-caught seafood, our Wine Spectator award-winning wine list, and soul-satisfying desserts. Bring that together with the perfect date, the winning business deal, a memorable family celebration. Welcome to Rod's Steak and Seafood Grill in nearby Morristown, New Jersey. Bring your appetite and feed your passion.
Your credit score is yours, and at Experian Credit Expert, we want to help you really use it. With access to helpful Experian experts over the phone and online, we can help you use it to get a better idea of what info the banks have on you. Use it to get more choice of mortgages. Use it to make your money go further. Take the next step to improving your financial future with your free 30-day trial at Experian.co.uk.
Here at Freppy's Tex-Mex, you can definitely taste the freshness in our food. You should definitely come to Freppy's because it's a great place. You can bring your family, very kid-friendly. All my servers are amazing, friendly people. Everyone here is just happy to serve, and I think it shows. I'm Joe DeSario, co-owner of Freppy's Tex-Mex in Plainfield, New Jersey.
Here, we have an attractive orange and a distinguished apple. The two similar, but opposites. Theory, a wingman is needed, or perhaps a wing lemon. A friend to the orange and an acquaintance to the apple, the lemon brings the two opposites together. See, with a little fresh thinking, the universe can be surprisingly smooth.
When we make Beyond Natural dry dog and cat foods,
and this is Ira Weissman with Nonprofit Chat. We're coming back off our break. We're talking with Paul Isenberg today of Bringing Hope Home. And while we're chatting, we were talking about how you try and accommodate a lot of different requests.
Yes.
And it could be individual requests. And you want to tell us about some of those?
Sure. As we were saying during the break, we got a lot done during the breaks, right? So as mentioned during the break, we're a relatively nimble organization because we're a little bit modest in size and we're a little bit newer. And a lot of times somebody will call us up and say, I lost a family member to lung cancer. I only want my donation to help a lung cancer family. Or I told you about my one donor who was raised by a single mom. Every year he gives us enough money to adopt 2 families, and he wants them both single moms. Mm-hmm. And then what we work very, very hard in doing is that the family's okay. We want to connect the donor to the family they helped, whether it's personally, through a thank you note, through a story back. We work really hard to do that. Our families are able to sign off that yes, they're comfortable sharing, or no, they're not. But if they're comfortable, we want to connect them to the donor. It's important. I think it's really incumbent upon the nonprofit to make that connection.
Well, one of the things you had mentioned earlier in the show was not only providing that financial support, but providing that emotional support, and I'm sure this goes a long way towards it.
It does, and it goes a long way both ways. So the family who's getting supported obviously feels the support, and there's something very powerful about receiving help from someone you may or may not ever meet, and you may or may not ever be able to do anything back for them. Plus, there's something extremely powerful about seeing the faces of the people that you've helped. Or if you go onto our website, we have a lot of family stories under Stories of Hope. And you can hit a video and watch these families talk about being in a rough place, being in a state of sometimes pretty deep despair, and now they're getting the electric bill paid so they can keep the lights on and the heat on. That's a big deal.
It definitely is. When they talk about needs of families and what have you, you start with the basics, which is food,
right,
safe and
shelter,
warm place.
Yeah, you're right.
Now, the grant you give is a one-time grant, and that's through, what's the name of your grant program?
It's Light of Family Hope grant,
okay.
And it's a one-time grant of up to $1,500. We work real hard to stay in touch with those families. It's a one-time monetary help, but we've helped families get jobs, get kids into school, get a second opinion faster because we have some contacts at different hospitals. Worked, even though we didn't pay the bill, we might call a vendor or a creditor and say, look, these are one of our folks, and can you cut them a break? Can you give them an extra month? We do whatever we can do on behalf of the family if we feel that it's helpful. We really work hard at that.
And your holiday program is Adopt a Family?
Yes, Adopt a Family is quickly becoming one of our largest and most successful programs. What happened was we had a lot more families about 5 years ago that we could help. We were running out of money, and we couldn't go back to our donors and continue to hit them up. So we went out to some of our businesses that had employees and said, would your employees be interested in getting involved and taking care of a family? And this is what it means. You get a Christmas list with sizes and colors and gender and whether it's toys or clothes, and you can do Christmas and holiday gifts, or you can do bills. And we've had, the first year we did it, which I think was 4 years ago, we helped 5 to 10 families. Last year we helped 181.
Wow.
And it's becoming so big now, and the need is so great. We had the Philadelphia Eagles a couple of years ago send like 7 guys over to wrap presents and deliver presents, and it's very, very powerful. The Eagles for the last couple of years have brought a couple of the families that we've helped in to get their Christmas presents from their From their athlete last year, Zach Ertz brought one of our families in, 6 kids, 2 parents. The father is really struggling from a brain tumor, and the family came in and had Christmas with Zach Ertz at the NovaCare complex, and it was just a really powerful moment. One of my staff members and myself, and 2 of us, we were there, and it was really lovely to watch. These people felt cared for, which is a big deal.
Yeah, it takes that loneliness, especially at the holiday season.
Yeah, and the way you put it is correct. And I would only add that it takes the isolation.
Yeah.
Not just loneliness, which is, you're right on target. That isolation is what crushes people, where they don't even want to venture out, or they can't. And here, these wonderful donors that we have are saying, well, we'll bring it to you. And, we include gift cards from Acme and Target, who are partners of ours. And so if you can envision, I do about 6 to 8 deliveries. I pick up, families that are a little bit farther away, or, I can do some to help our donors. And it's one of the best days of my year, because I just get to bring Christmas presents and holiday presents to these people that don't have a lot to be happy about, and they're so thankful. And it's really what the season to me is all about, and it's wonderful. It really is.
And besides that, now what you're also doing is you're doing a lot of work with students, and you mentioned colleges, and
yes.
What are you doing in that area?
So we have a Students for Hope program that's actually sponsored by Acme Markets, and one of my folks, Caitlin Mann, runs it. And what we do is, my children are in later stages of high school and into college, and these kids today are so service oriented and so creative. And we kept getting letters, can I volunteer, can I come in? So we said, well, why don't we go to the schools and bring an opportunity for the schools to volunteer for us, check that box for the prerequisite of volunteer hours, but also give them the opportunity to really get involved. So we go to elementary, middle, high school, and into colleges. As you said, we're in about 6 to 7 colleges now. And we let these kids develop their own fundraising programs. And I'm constantly amazed at how creative these kids are. We give them a family story that they're adopting. Springfield Middle School did a lip dub that we were watching earlier. They did
Stop. You need to explain a lip dub.
So lip dub is a coordinated, choreographed mass lip singing that this whole school, middle school, of I think it was 6th, 7th, and 8th graders did. It was wonderful. It was fun. It was on Fox 29 News. We have a baseball tournament, the baseball team at Susquehanna University does a 3-on-3 basketball tournament. LeBeau College at Drexel did a dodgeball tournament. We're at Westchester University, Haverford College, Rowan over here. We just expanded to Pittsburgh with Robert Morris University. We're growing, and it's fun, and we're all about giving back and energy and positive and fun. And to be honest with you, the kids have really made the opportunity for us to take it to them. And we're really enjoying growing that business. I just had a conversation today with how do we grow it more and manage it right so we can have these folks do a great job. Coming up, I think in a week, Fugate Middle School in Chester County, Pennsylvania is having a 5K for us. And they're excited about it. So it's great. And, how do we harness that energy and that creativity?
And that's something that it seems like the young people bring. You mentioned creativity, energy, what we used to call out of the box thinking.
Sure.
They just come up with original ideas, and you're going, wow, why didn't I think of that?
Well, and I think students today, they haven't learned that there's a lot of stuff you're not supposed to do. So they just come at it and go, why don't we do this? Yeah. And sometimes I think as adults, we could take a cue from there and go, yeah, why don't we do that? We don't really say no a lot.
Okay. We're coming down to the end now,
sure.
And as such, how do people get a hold of you?
So best thing to do is go to our website, bringinghopehome.org, bringinghopehome.org. They can follow us on Facebook, they can follow us on Twitter, or on Twitter we're at BHH Philly, and follow us on Instagram. We have great volunteer opportunities where we have a lot of events that range from 5Ks throughout the year, and everything's on our website under events. And we always need volunteers for that. If they want to get involved with us through their school, email us about that. You can email us off the website. If their company wants to get involved and adopt a family or sponsoring one of our events, please email us. There's so many ways to give. We have the opportunity, obviously, to take money. Everybody wants money, especially nonprofits. Volunteer hours. But, you know, what are you looking for as a volunteer, or what are you looking for as a company? Are you looking to promote camaraderie within your company? Volunteer for join the fun run. We have a corporate fun run coming up this summer. Volunteer for that. Be part of that. Fundraise for that. There's so many things you can do. We just had an organization, they said, we can't really write you a check, but do you need any furniture? So we just expanded our office space and we needed the furniture. So it worked out really, really well.
Okay, great. Let's come back again. If somebody has cancer, and how do they reach out to you? And you said that was through
the social worker at the hospital. So if they're going through cancer now, best thing to do is, if they don't have it, go to their social worker if they have one. If they don't have one, go to their clinician, the nurse, the doctor, the nurse's office, whatever, the doctor's office, and ask them to get connected to a social worker. The social working community is a great group of advocate people that are there to take care of families and patients. They will connect us to that family.
So the social workers all know about bringing hope home.
Well, if they don't, it's easy to find out. But most, like I said, 67 healthcare facilities right now.
Okay. And again, your website?
bringinghopehome.org.
Okay. And it's just as it sounds? That's the way it's spelled? No gaps or anything?
No gaps, no punctuation, just bringinghopehome.org.
Okay. Paul, thank you so very much.
Thanks for having me. This has been great.
I'm glad you enjoyed yourself.
Yeah.
And if you are in crisis where your family does have cancer that you're dealing with, please feel free to reach out through your social worker to bring hope home. This is Ira Weissman. If you need help with your strategic planning, policies and procedures, putting measures in place to show that you truly are doing what your funders have asked you to do, you can reach me via my website, which is www.idea-innovations.com. Thank you very much and have a good day. Goodbye.
With real meat as the first ingredient. We leave out corn, wheat, and soy. And we own where our dry food is made. 100%. Can other brands say all that? For nutrition you can trust and your pet will enjoy. Does your food go beyond? Learn more at purinabeyond.com.
Fitzpatrick's. Deli dine for breakfast and lunch. And at night, gourmet dine for dinner with entrees and specialty sandwiches including certified black Angus cuts of beef and wild-caught seafood, plus catering options for specialty events. Since 1989, Fitzpatrick's, your hometown place with upscale tastes.
Apple Ridge is about freedom. Apple Ridge is about community. Apple Ridge is about home. Apple Ridge, everything you want, more than you expect. Welcome to your new neighborhood. Apple Ridge Senior Living. Enjoy a maintenance-free, affordable luxury lifestyle today. Visit appleridgeseniorliving.com and find out more about the Apple Ridge experience.